Welcome to my cooking series. I'm Sarah Hanem, and you are watching Breaking Bread with Hanem. Today we're going to be making an enchilada casserole. It's a little untraditional from how you normally make it, but let's go ahead and start with a few things. We have shredded chicken. I'm going to be shredding that a little bit more in a second. I have some pre-chopped onions, so I'm going to go ahead and start up my pan here. Put a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut up some garlic, and I like a lot of garlic in my dishes, and I sometimes put a little bit too much, but it gives it flavor. And I don't cut my garlic too fine. I like to make sure that it has still a little bit of the flavor, and you can taste some of the garlic flavor. Let's go ahead and get our pan ready. All right, so I'm gonna throw some of my onions in here. I'm just gonna do a little bit, I'll let that pan heat up a little bit. Also, I'm gonna throw a jalapeno in there, so I'm gonna move this off to the side for a little bit. And I want it to be a little spicy, the chicken, so I'm just going to cut this here. My nails are a little long, so I don't cut things like how you do in culinary school. So normally, if you're cutting something, typically, if you have short nails, you should be cutting it like this and going across your nails, but my nails are too long, so you guys are just gonna have to deal. And I'm a pro with the knife anyway, so it don't matter. This is for all my friends. They all got long nails. Okay, so I'm gonna let these brown a little bit. And so this is like something my mom is known for. My mom is known for just putting hella onions and stuff and hella garlic. So I think I took that from her. And you know, while we're at it, I'm gonna throw the jalapenos in there because I actually want them to brown a little bit with those onions. I'm gonna add the garlic a little bit later because I don't want it to burn. Let me go ahead and take some of this chicken. I'm just going to shred some of this up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so these are kind of browning a little bit, getting a little bit more brown. So let's go ahead and add some of this garlic. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this chicken in here. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of some pepper in here. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt. So we have Hungarian paprika, coriander seed. I like to use this a lot when I'm cooking, so I'll put a little bit of that in there. Also cumin. Cumin is my favorite for seasoning any type of meat. I just put in there. If you notice, I haven't been measuring anything, so don't ask me for measurements. That's not what I do. I just throw it in there. This is how my mom gets down. Like, if you ask my mom how much goes in something, she's not gonna tell you. So I just gotta take that also. So I just put in there cayenne pepper and chili pepper. Put a little bit of garlic powder in there. Right. So let's go ahead and mix some of this around. Now the chicken is already dry, so this is gonna be my trick. I'm gonna show you here in a second what I'm about to do. I just wanna coat the chicken with some of the spices. What I'm going to add in here is actually some green enchilada sauce. And I'm gonna throw that in there. So this is so the chicken is a little bit more juicy, I guess. That pepper is kicking back at me. I like it. And you see how the chicken is now, like, it's shredding down more. It's just warming up. The juices are helping the chicken shred a little bit. I'm just one of those people, I need to try it and make sure that it's flavored correctly. Oh, that's slamming. That is slamming. So I actually can probably take this off the heat. And I'm gonna let it simmer for a little bit. Now we'll go ahead and let's make the enchilada sauce. I'm just gonna put that in here. The thing that I learned about the enchilada sauce is when you cook it, it actually will change a little bit of a color, it will darken. So I like to cook my enchilada sauce and not just throw it on my enchiladas. This is my friend Aaron, and he's my guest today, so he's watching some of my cooking tricks and, you know, enjoy a meal with me as well. So also there's really just very easy ingredients for the enchiladas. So you have your tortillas, I have some cheese, shredded cheese, Mexican blend cheese, so it has like 4 different cheeses in it. I also did get a Mexican sour cream. I like this better than the regular sour cream because it's just easier to pour on your stuff as opposed to like scooping and putting a dollop on your food. Now, what I also noticed too with the enchilada sauce, the longer it's on the heat, the hotter it gets. So don't do it for too long because then the enchiladas are gonna be too spicy unless you like spice. All right, so this enchilada sauce, it's cooking up. I see it's kind of thickening, which is good. Just make sure you're scraping the bottom so it doesn't burn at the bottom, and you can even turn your heat down a little bit. And then you can kind of smell the aromas from the enchilada sauce. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of salt, nothing major. Pepper, I'll hold off on that, it's already hot. A little bit of garlic powder in there as well, to give it a little bit of flavor. Alright, so you see in here, it's thickening, and then we'll be ready to go ahead and layer the enchiladas. Tortillas, typically on the enchiladas, they're like rolled. I'm a little lazy, so I layer them like a casserole. So I'm just going to take a bunch out. And what I do is I actually just cut them in half. Cut them right in half. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the enchilada sauce in the pan before I add my first tortillas. So I have my little scoop here. I'm just going to put this down in the pan as just the first layer, and you can kind of move it around and make sure that it's covered. So it looks like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start layering them. I just layer it like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I get all the edges, so the cut edges, I just put it up across the edge of the pan. Just like that. Maybe 2 on each side, and just depending on how big your pan is. And then I'll just start working my way in the middle. Let's go ahead and go this way. How about that? So just like that. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce on top of that. So
more sauce.
More sauce. Like this. If you roll it, rolling is going to take some time. So I'm not a big fan. So let's go ahead and place some chicken down. So this is our cooked chicken from earlier. I'm just going to put a good amount in there in the middle. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put actually a little bit more sauce on top of the chicken. Let's go ahead and put some cheese. Isn't this easy? Isn't this easy? This is easy. I feel like you can't go wrong with this. You know what? Maybe I'll hold off on the extra layer. It's kind of juicy. I don't know. I also want to make sure it cooks and it's not, you know, it won't overflow, but you still have to put cheese on top. Okay, so I'm gonna put a good amount of the sauce on top because all this stuff is gonna go to the bottom anyways. All right. So let's go ahead and put the cheese on top. All right, looks pretty good. Okay, we're good. Now, I don't know if you guys are olive people or not. I'm a olive person. I'm gonna do half and half, so. That's it. We're gonna pop it into the oven and it'll be done. So I'll come back in a second and we'll see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and put it in there. And we're good. I set the oven at 375 and I think it'll be done in like 20-25 minutes. Okay, so we're coming up to be close to done on finishing this dish, so I'm just going to cut up some garnish. This is cilantro, so I'm just going to cut this off. I don't like to cut it down too much because I just want to throw a little bit on there. I'm going to push this to the side, and then I'm also going to cut some avocado. For avocados, my secret on avocados is when they get this color, let's say you buy them when they're not ripe, they're still green, and then they get this color, put them in the fridge because it stops it from browning further and it will last you probably another week or so. So one thing I hate is like wasting avocados. So I'm just gonna cut this. I'm gonna show you how I cut an avocado too. You ready for this? I do from the back side and I just cut it, do thin slices. And you know, you can do however you like. So I'm gonna probably put a few pieces on the enchilada to top it off and we'll be done. This is pretty much done. Cheese looks pretty melted. Let's go ahead and put this here. Cheese is pretty melted. Looks pretty good. So the casserole is done. I'm just gonna cut up a few pieces here. So let's go ahead and okay, so before I actually put that in there, I'm actually going to take a little bit more of the enchilada sauce for plating, and I'm just going to put that right in the middle, just like that. Let it spread out a little bit, and then let's go ahead and get my spatula, and I'm going to go ahead and try and grab a piece in here. This one, here we go, bam, all right, there we go, that looks good. Let's go ahead and garnish it. Okay, so we have, remember we have the avocado and cilantro, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the avocado. Take a few slices. Go. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna leave it. There we go. Party foul, but it worked. It actually worked out pretty good. Okay, and then before I put the cilantro on top, I'm actually gonna put the sour cream. So I'm just gonna take it like this. Probably add a little bit of like coconut milk or something to it, and then we're just going to garnish it just like that, and bam, we're done. So here is the enchilada casserole, and it looks great. So that's it. That's how easy it is. Again, I'm Sarah Hanem. Thank you for tuning in to Breaking Bread. Until next time, let's share a meal together.